Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Now, I just finished watching Halloween Town 2 Kalabar's Revenge. And honestly, it's a pretty good movie. Honestly, I don't really have, when it comes to Halloween Town movies, I don't really have a favorite because they all add to something. If you think about it, now I love this movie and all the others. I love the whole franchise in general, but this Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge is more of a continuation of the plot in Halloween Town, or of Halloween Town, where it's essentially where the son picks up where the father left off, which was trying to bring mortals and Halloween Towners together. But the Halloween Towners are take over and rule the humans, apparently. But, I mean, there's a better way to do that. Pretty much. And honestly, it's not a bad plan, but the way the Calabars go about it is wrong. Like, for example, okay, the father, Kalabar, wants to, in the first movie, he wanted to get the Merlin staff. Apparently, I believe the Comwells are really, I believe the Comwells are related to Merlin, which makes sense. Merlin is a prominent figure in the world, so it would only make sense that they are one of the most powerful families in both the mortal world and Halloween Town, which also begs the question, where does Halloween Town, what dimension is Halloween Town? Also, I also have a theory where Halloween Town is technically located, and my theory is that, like Coventry, of where the Twitches, or where the Twin Witches reside in, Halloween Town is a part of the quantum realm. If you think about it, just think about it. So far, we've seen Coventry, right? Decom in from Twitches, just 1 and 2, and Halloween Town might reside in the quantum realm, because it might be like the next dimension next to. It might be the next realm or town connected to Coventry, or it could be a part of Coventry, because we don't really know much about Disney's dimensions and portals and how that works. Also, could be a pretty interesting theory. Because if we look at the grand scheme of how big this world is, there's a lot of good questions and a lot of interesting theories that could be solved if you look at the bigger picture. Now, the plot is just the son picking up where the father left off before he was defeated. And honestly, okay. But also while doing that, he takes one spell book and he gets the other. He gets the other before he gets the set. Most likely Marnie messed up. Technically, she messed up by technically showing off for a boy. But it does take place 2 years after the first movie, so it kind of does make sense. She's a 15-year-old teenager who's crushing on a boy, and turns out the boy was just using her crushing on him as a ploy, I guess, to steal the book, the book that he needed to swap people from Halloween Town, turning them gray and into pretty much their former selves, and turning the mortals, the humans, into Halloween Towners. So it's like a swap. It's like a town swap. Town swapping. Dimension swapping. Dimension swapping. It's literally Halloween Town 2 is literally a dimension swapping movie. That's actually a pretty good twist. Dimension swapping. Dimension creature swapping. That's the whole plot of Halloween Town 2. dimension creature swapping. That's not a bad plot for Halloween Town 2: Kalabar's Revenge. Also, the way they do things from part 1 and 2 is different. One wants to I believe the plot was Kalabar wanted to march in, have the Halloween Towners march into the human world and take over the human world or the mortal realm, and the son necessarily, most likely, wanted to dimension swap, like turn Halloween Towners human and the humans into Halloween Towners. That is the true purpose of Halloween Town 1 and 2. We get both points of views of we get both intentions of Halloween Town. Halloween Town 1 was about coming together and learning your place in the world and in the realms and figuring out the truth. Halloween Town 2 is about realizing your mistakes and that nobody's perfect while still learning your place in the magical world or realm, and still coming together with your family no matter where you are, no matter what dimension you are in, no matter what. And honestly, it's not a bad movie. It's pretty well executed. Not bad. And honestly, this is like the early days of Disney Channel DComs. Like, you can't go wrong with OG Disney DComs. You literally can't. It is the old school Disney DCom movies were fabulous. Were pure fabulous. They're iconic. Literally iconic. And Halloween Town 2 came out when I was 5 years old. That's like 20 years ago. Wait, it was 20 years ago. But still. Halloween Town came out when I was 2. Going on 3. So about, 20 years ago and 23 years ago. Wait, 24. Yeah, 24. 22. 22 years ago. Wait, that means Halloween Town just had its 20-year anniversary. Holy moly, oh man. One thing I want to see, also, if they do bring Halloween Town back for a 5th movie, I kind of want to see the original movie, the original characters come back and explain why. There's 2 Marnies from in Halloween Town 4. Like, you don't really necessarily have to retcon it. I mean, it's still technically canon. Part 4 is still technically canon to the original trilogy. But, I mean, honestly, all you really have to say is, like, Marnie got a glow up. Pretty much. That's pretty much what you have to do. All you really need to do is just say, when she was going to college, or when she got accepted to college, she got a transformation. A big transformation from high school to the beginning of college, where we see Marnie go to Halloween Town College or Halloween Town University or whatever the name is. And honestly, it's not a bad idea. Also, it depends on who the threat is. Technically, it depends on what threat is going on. And honestly, it would be pretty cool to see Marnie and the other kids have kids of their own. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. Give us something different. And you can explain what happened to Aggie Comwell. Like, you can literally explain her Debbie Ryan's disappearance. Like, her character died, which isn't too far off from Debbie Ryan. It's, like, you can say Aggie died off screen, you know, which isn't that far off from the actor Debbie Ryan. Keep it true to real life events. And honestly, if it's done really well, you can get away scot-free, pretty much. And I would love to see a 5th installment of... I would like to see more of Halloween Town. And honestly, I'm pretty sure people who did grow up with Halloween Town, all 4 Halloween Towns, would love to see more from Halloween Town. Bring back the father of Halloween Town 1, Part 1, Kalabar. Bring back Kalabar. And then have him come back and, like, try and maybe restart what he tried to do in the first place. And it takes place not in the human, not in Halloween Town, but in the mortal realm. And just keep it flowing, you know? That's what I would think, or would suggest. Also, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Bye.